morning, everyone. Thank you for coming to 1 Million Cups today. Did everyone have their coffee? Are we good? Okay, awesome. So today we're going to be having two presenters. As we know, they present for 6 minutes and then a 20-minute Q&A. Today is our first day here because we couldn't be at the Bush Auditorium, obviously. And it's kind of a warm-up because we'll be moving ahead to the NEC, probably as a springboard for other places around. This is going to happen in August, so keep your eyes peeled because we're going to be telling you. So today we're having Blurbox, which is going to be presenting first, and then VendARTA. Keep in mind, yeah, go ahead, Also, big shout out to Stephanie, Isabella, Randall, Angela couldn't be here with us today, and Gian Christian here. I'm the coffee guy, so I hope you enjoy the coffee, and from Barney's Coffee. And let me see, so we work on hugs, so if you want to give us a hug, that's welcome. David is not with us today anymore, so he was the hug preferrer of all of us. So BlurtBox, come on up. There's a round of applause.
I'm not used to using a mic in here, so is this good for everybody? Everybody in the back? Just blurt it out, right? Thanks. You get that chocolate. All right, cool. Well, thank you guys for having me here today. I actually go to school here, so I've been trying to avoid this room, so it's a little weird to be back, but it's great that we're presenting on BlurtBox. I've been coming to 1 Million Cups for the last year or so, and I've made some really great friends here, and I've been trying to decide when the right time to present was. I'm really, really excited that we're finally able to be here. So. Today I'm going to speak about BlurtBox, which is our digital comment box startup that we've been working on for the last 18 months or so, specifically targeted to helping the hospitality industry communicate with their customers. So to get things started, before me and my co-founders started BlurtBox, we worked for a marketing firm here in Orlando with a lot of restaurants, and we started noticing a common problem, and that's that modern technology wasn't really being as adapted as fast in the food service or hospitality industries as in other industries. And that businesses weren't really capturing these invaluable customer comments that they used to be capturing in a digital form. So what we knew is that customers tend to share a negative experience with an average of 10 friends, and also that it's 8 times more expensive for businesses to create new customers than to retain them. So we started thinking about how can we solve this problem, what can we do to fix this, and from talking to our customers at the time, we figured, okay, well, in its simplest form, what we need to do is take a negative experience that customers may have and turn that into a positive experience for both the business and the customers. And so we're trying to find a way to do that, and what we found is that if we made it as simple as possible for customers to connect with businesses and tell them their thoughts, share their experiences, share what they thought could improve on the next time they came in, that this would be really beneficial for the restaurants. So we give customers 3 really simple ways to connect with customers, and that's through our digital app, through a mobile URL, through a text message, or through integration into existing applications. And we allow them to share their comments, which are sent directly to restaurant decision makers, owners, or managers in a private dashboard. So businesses don't need to be afraid of getting these negative reviews sometimes, or even positive reviews, where they end up on Yelp or Facebook or TripAdvisor, which could potentially be detrimental to these businesses. And so we started placing ourselves with where we wanted to be, and we started looking at the competition and what other softwares were out there. And we found that with BlurtBox, the difference that we have is that if you'll notice, Yelp, Urban Spoon, TripAdvisor, a lot of these traditional technologies that were out there for reviews are more on the social side. So everything is shared, they're more community-based, they're more warning somebody else about not to go here or there. They weren't really about going to your favorite restaurant and helping them improve, or telling them that the lighting was bad, or telling them that the tables were sticky. And that's really what made us different, is that we made it a really simple way for businesses to connect with businesses that they cared about. So as of last May, we switched from our beta, which we've been in for the last 16 months or so, and we went to the National Restaurant Association, and we got a lot of market validation. And since then, we've gotten customers, such as Domino's, Graffiti Junction, Burger King, Papa John's, the American Lung Association, UCF, and the Children's Miracle Network. And what we've been doing with these companies is implementing our software really natively into the technologies that they already have out there, and make it simpler for their customers to connect, because traditionally a lot of these brands have had these really long TV surveys to go through, and so we take that down, simplify it, and do the analytics on the back end for these companies. So our pricing model, like I said, we've been in a beta for a while, so everything you just saw is free for businesses. So if you own a small business, you can go in, see your comments, see what people are saying about you on the application, and again, that's delivered to you privately. And the way we make money is by doing more of the technological integrations for these bigger companies like Papa John's, where we integrate with POS systems, so on and so forth. And so I have a video which I'm hoping is going to work, because it's probably going to do a better job explaining than I did in my 5 minutes.
You think your customers are happy, but do you ever wonder what they're really thinking about your service? Why is it that some customers return and others don't? We created BlurtBox to help businesses answer that question. Research shows that up to 92% of customers will never let you know they've had a bad experience. Instead of coming to you with the issue, customers will share their negative experience with an average of 10 friends. Or even worse, they'll post a negative review online for the whole world to see. Your guests leave unhappy, and your reputation gets damaged. Now, imagine if you could change that. BlurtBox puts service recovery at your fingertips. It gives your customers an easy-to-use, comfortable space to share their comments, and gives you a private dashboard to receive and react to that feedback in real time. Even the best businesses have their moments. It costs 8 times as much to earn a new customer than it does to retain one. BlurtBox gives you the chance to resolve the situation. So you can use real-time, honest customer feedback to turn a negative experience into a positive one.
And that's it, that's BlurtBox. So I hope I did all right with the mic. I hope everybody in the back could hear me, and I hope I wasn't too out of tone. But thank you very much. Thank you guys for having me. Pretty sure. Am I loud enough if I just talk like this, or do you need it for the camera?
Depends on the cameraman. Just keep one mic on.
All right. That's it.
All right.
Wasn't me. Yeah, right.
All right. Okay, for the Q&A, here we go.
Hi, good morning.
Good. Thank you.
Fantastic. I do social marketing, and this is a great idea. I love everything about it. I handle responding to all those comments and everything for a lot of our clients, and I love the way of having it without it shared out to everyone.
Thank you.
However, the sharing part is a very big part of their social marketing and the SEO. Do you have plans or any way of the business being able to splash it out to the social networks? So when they get those positive feedbacks, or even the not so great feedbacks, but that they hand out.
That's a great point, and something we've been toying with for a while. So the way it works right now is the business is open up to a line of communication between the customer and themselves, and they can ask for permission to share that comment. It's done anonymously, so we can't identify the user like on the Yelp and TripAdvisor, but they do have the ability to do so.
Where are we at phase-wise in this? Because I've got a couple contests that I think might be appropriate if you feel you're ready. Are you taking this, obviously this is going to go national, but this is your test market right here?
Well, these are our main customers so far, so we're working with a corporate chain. So we're doing our test locations with these brands.
Okay. Last night, for a couple of people I was with, one of them would be perfect for you. He's probably the most connected guy in the hotels and restaurants locally, a guy named Bruno Oberman. I think you need to meet him. A couple of people come to mind. Are you doing anything with Rosen? Because I know I can walk you right into there.
Yeah, we're actually in Rosen Hotels. I just looked them up.
You're already in?
Yep.
Cool. Okay, that's great. What do you need next?
Well, basically, I have a whole bunch of free signage, so if you have any business owners that want to use BlurtBox, they can claim it. I'll just give you guys those packages over there, so the more businesses, the better at this point. Thank you.
Hi, Tim Rickey here. Have you considered using this with authors and speakers, doing seminars and things like that?
We've thought about it. We've thought about doing events, and that's kind of what we're testing with the American Lung Association and the Children's Miracle Network. We just haven't found the right method to push that out yet, but definitely we're open to any ideas. So if you have any comments on how we could implement it, that'd be very helpful.
Thank you.
Thank you. Awesome. I'll be here. Thanks. I think there's one down there.
Hi, I noticed you're with Graffiti Junction. I spent way too much time there.
As do I.
Yeah, I've never seen this.
It's in the UCF location right now. We're supposed to put in the other 4 by next week, but
Okay.
been a little lazy.
No problem. And the question I had also was, based on your video, it sounds like you're building awareness with the customers at the end of the experience. So it seems like the opportunity for recovery from the business owner's perspective is fairly short. Is that typical, or are you doing more, on-table signage, window signage, so that the customer begins to get awareness of this as they enter the establishment versus after it's all said and done, and they're storming out and leaving comments?
Yeah, so we do that in 2 ways. We provide the table signage so that the idea is that the customer says something while they're in there, and then the manager or owner can make that service recovery while they're in there. But the manager or the owner has the ability to respond, like with a coupon or with a, hey, sorry, messed up, can you come back in? And so that's kind of how we deal with the problem of if the person's not still in the location.
So, one
I think they're going to make you get on the mic. I don't like it either.
Rupert Magnat from Murdoch Game Ventures. So, what exactly are your 3 unique selling propositions?
So it's that we're a private feedback system, so you can communicate with your customers as a business owner without having to worry about those things being online, without having to worry about those comments being shared. It's that it's instant, it's done in real time, which is extremely important from our experience in the hospitality industry, because you only have one chance to keep these customers, and the third is increasing customer loyalty.
So you're basically trying to shortcut people from posting negative comments publicly, and you want to collect those comments privately so you can deal with them before they get to the public.
Right, if you care about your community coffee shop down the road, you don't want to see them close down, you just want to let them know that the tables were sticky this time, and it's proof that they have a mean server, and you want to keep going back naturally and patronizing that place. So it's to help the business, help you.
Have you heard of an organization out west called GRATE, G-R-A-T?
No.
They do a similar type of thing, but it's more focused on the servers. And so you can rate the server and provide feedback on the particular server at the restaurant, and the restaurants sign up.
Okay, cool. And that's called a GRATE?
GRATE, G-R-A-T-E.
Definitely make a note of that. Thank you very much.
Questions?
All the way back.
I'm doing like 10,000
I was
daily
going to say,
steps.
you're walking around today, you got a Fitbit?
Good morning. I have a quick question for you about data. You're working a lot with analytics and in real time. So my question is, who's holding your data? Who's hosting it? And then I have a 2-part, but I'll go with that one first.
Yeah, we have all our own servers for the data on the back end, and we aggregate the data on the back end to make suggestions and improvements to specific businesses. But that's one of our paid services, because that's where it really starts to get expensive. And we're not in the final stage of what we can do with that data yet, because the more data we can collect, obviously the more we can do, but that's definitely the next phase of our business, is doing more with the data that we collect.
Okay, yep, that was my second part of the question. What were you going to do with that data? Because you could probably sell it, I'm assuming, or just use it to boost your business or morale for your demographic area.
Yeah, we've thought a lot about using it for more consulting in restaurants and letting them know about trends, because we're getting a lot of really high-level data since everything is qualitative. But right now, even in the basic version, we can take that qualitative data and turn it into quantitative data, so we can tell businesses based on keywords and verbiage whether a comment is good or bad in real time, and if they need to respond to it or not.
Perfect, thank you.
Thank you.
Quick question for you. Have you thought about white labeling this for organizations?
Yeah, we're actually white labeling for Papa John's and Rose's, so those are our 2 first big white labels.
Gotcha. Okay, cool.
Thank you.
Hello.
Hello.
It sounds like you're doing this for restaurants. Is there any model, my first question is how private? How private? Is there a way that this could be brought into the healthcare industry for patient surveys? So that they're kept private, but the feedback is getting to the physician.
Yeah, we actually had a couple conversations with Winter Park Hospital, we're friends with a few doctors, and they had mentioned doing DocBox for that exact purpose. And what we found is that, and that's kind of why we're testing with UCF, is that with education and healthcare, privacy is key. So make our servers even more secure than they already are, even more private, making sure that they tie in with those medical and educational security settings. That's kind of the hurdle that we've seen so far, but we definitely want to get into that space, kind of like with the office and the events. So,
It's a good space.
yeah, very good. Thank you.
Do different restaurants seek different questions unique to their particular type of restaurant or service or location or what have you? In other words, do they provide their own types of questions for the customers to answer, or are they generic?
Yeah, in the free version, no. The free version is just meant to get the comments in as a generic solution, but with the paid version, what you can do is you can have custom comments that are pushed out as a notification. But that's still something we're not settled on. We haven't figured out the perfect way to implement that. Definitely something that's been asked for. Thank you.
Other questions?
Trying to see if you're going to have to make another lap.
Yeah, no.
Nobody in the back corner?
Well, I guess this is it for the 20-minute Q&A.
All right, I'll be here afterwards, so thank you very much, guys.
We have a video to show you. So. Okay, we also want to give a shout out to our sponsors, Roland's for providing us with this beautiful space, Bosch Auditorium as well. Also, Torch Studios for providing us with the camera and video that we are live streaming today, and Barney's Coffee for providing us with our caffeinated morning. So, oh, one moment.
I would say, you could ask them what we could do.
Oh, yeah.
You could ask what we could do.
Oh, that is right. I'm very sorry. Thank you, Kristen. Thank you. Yeah, in the tradition of 1 million cups, what can we here do right now for you?
If you guys could all download the BlurtBox app, that would be very, very helpful. And also, if you have any business owner friends that have restaurants or hotels, I have a whole bunch of free signage that you can give them so they can claim it for your account. So, thank you.
And you can use it anywhere. Tell me you can use it anywhere.
Might as well let Kristen do this. You can use it anywhere.
You can use BlurboX
use the
anywhere
BlurtBox
right
app
now.
Anywhere, as per Kristen's words.
Yeah, and we make sure it gets to the owner. We're going to use it as a tool.
So please, and I know you're going to ask to follow us on Twitter too, BlurtBox app. So
Yeah.
thank you.
You were in the video, weren't you? Drinking the wine?
Yeah.
I knew it was you. I know that girl. So we're really excited with 1 million cups. If you're not already familiar with us, we're nationally recognized right now. We're in over 90 cities. We started about 3 years ago from the Kauffman Foundation. If you've never heard of them, they're up in Kansas City, and they're the ones who really fund us and get us going. So after 3 years, now we have a national competition that's happening. For anybody who's ever presented at 1 million cups ever before, you guys have an opportunity to make it to Kauffman themselves, pitch your product, pitch your service, and win about $10,000. Let alone, not the money, but you also get the mentorship, you get the business representatives, and you get all the extra help. So I have a video really quick, just want to let you know about it. We're looking for 1 in a million. What does 1 in a million look like? Have you ever seen it? Does it look like this? Or this? If you've ever presented at a 1 million cups gathering held every week in more than 70 locations across the country, then maybe 1 in a million looks like you. This year, for the first time ever, open exclusively for 1 million cups entrepreneurs, the 1 in a million Startup Showdown will be a featured event during Global Entrepreneurship Week. 1 in a million was created to provide educational resources to entrepreneurs
and showcase some of the stellar startups in the 1 Million Cups community. 15 finalists will be selected to come to the Ewing Marion Kauffman Foundation in Kansas City on November 17th and 18th, where they will receive coaching and gain valuable insights to sharpen their startups. The top 5 startups will be selected to take the stage for a first-of-its-kind Wednesday morning presentation that will be streamed live to all 1 Million Cup sites across the country. The winning startup takes home $10,000. Here's what you need to know. Your startup must have presented at a 1 Million Cups before August 2nd, 2015. Your startup must be younger than 5 years old and based in the United States. Your startup should have plans to grow with a scalable and disruptive business model. Don't wait to submit your company for this nationwide competition. 1 in a Million will accept applications through August 7th. That's it. Actually, there's more to it than that. So visit us on the web to learn more about how your startup can become 1 in a million. We're looking for...
So that's something exciting that's happening right now. We are taking applications, like they said, until August 7th. We have the video and all the information right on our website, 1millioncups.com/Orlando. And even if you just want to check out the video or shoot some promotional products or services, anything that you're looking for, we would highly encourage. But Jan's going to introduce our next guy.
Hi, we want to introduce Boone Fowler, who is a very supportive, almost member of 1 Million Cups, because he's here like every Wednesday morning. So give a shout out to VendARTA.
Good morning. Good morning. My name is Boone, and I'm an entrepreneuraholic.
Keep coming back.
Keep coming back. This is not the start of my presentation yet. I just need to say I appreciate the Kauffman Foundation, 1 Million Cups community, and specifically the Orlando community for embracing an absolutely insane person like myself. I think all y'all rock. So thank you for that. And with that, we're going to get into VendARTA and our authentication systems. Everything I do in my life is based on 3 simple principles. 1, on this earth, I am labor, not management. That means just like you, I have to get up every day and help people. 2, artists and creatives are needed in this world and should not be needy. 3, everyone, especially the guy in the back, needs to know that they are loved and not alone. This is the core that launched VendARTA, and that's a global arts ecosystem. 6 months ago, I was approached by a friend with a crazy idea. We developed it, and we launched VendARTA Authentication System, which falls in line directly with those principles. If the clicker thingy works. There it goes. VendARTA Authentication Systems is based on the premise that there's way too much theft, forgery, falsery of items globally that are creative products and art. We exist for one purpose, and that's to kill that. The FBI, according to its most recent statistics, man, I hate that word, says that there are over $3 billion in artwork stolen every year. Some of these are simple thefts, some are not. Some are just people taking it out of the office. Some are people taking it from your homes. But the most recognizable is the theft of the Mona Lisa. In 1906, this obscure piece was stolen and recovered in 1913. That is what brought it notoriety and why the Mona Lisa is actually in the Louvre and as prominent as it is. It took them a while to figure out which one was the real Mona Lisa. So we don't know for certain that it is actually the Mona Lisa. And with all of the fakes and forgery and things going on, it's really hard to tell if what you're getting in the art world or in creative products is real. Right now, in China, there are factories that specialize in nothing but reproductions of artwork that they sell as authentic. It is an insanely huge $6.8 billion market annually. There's some competition in this field, mostly, believe it or not, from art dealers, private galleries, public galleries, governments. But VendARTA Authentication Systems is the only one that has a complete and comprehensive solution for this. The marketplace itself is pretty cool because the average spend for an appraisal is $2,500. And that's done every 3 to 5 years. And I don't know about you, but I own a few pieces of high-end artwork, and that adds up very quickly. Additionally, provenance, which is the heritage of the piece, to have the provenance certified and issued starts at $10,000. If your piece is in excess of $100,000 in value, you are almost required to have a provenance. This adds up to a $6.8 billion market that nobody but us has the complete solution for. So, what's my solution? Real simple. It's an anti-counterfeiting taggant-based solution. We have 3 proprietary forensic technologies. First is VendARTA Shield. VendARTA Shield literally will bond to anything. It is archival safe. It is absolutely inert. It is invisible. It has no drawbacks and has at least a 15 billion year half-life. It cannot be forged. Well, if they do, they'll get a Nobel Prize. But short of that, it's not something that somebody could easily replicate. Parts of it are patented. Most of it is a trade secret, much as Coca-Cola, because I don't want the world to know how it's made. The next part of this is our core, a fully comprehensive relational database that includes real-time image recognition for 6K plus photos as well as 3D scans of the artwork. That, in conjunction with the VendARTA Shield, allows us to identify pieces down to the fingerprint and DNA level. So never again would there be a question of which Mona Lisa is the Mona Lisa. The cool part of this is our reader, VendARTA Scan. That's what validates the piece. In this process, the scanner is about this size. It is wireless and can be given or leased to any organization that has been through our training. And they simply need to scan the piece, and in less than 5 seconds, they will have the go or no-go that is the piece that they're claiming it is. This is how it works. Simply, we verify using traditional classic methods that this is the piece. Next, we enter all of the information, as well as the high-res scans and 3D images, into the core. Then, and this is where things start to get fun, we apply the tag-int. When we apply the tag-int, we enter a unique ID into the core. We verify this, that it's in place with the scan. And the really cool part is, when you go to transfer this piece, sell this piece, share this piece, loan this piece, we can confirm that that is the piece that came back to you when you loaned it, when you sold it as the buyer, that's the piece. Provenance is very simple to transfer, and it costs less than $1,500. This process changes everything. Not only is it disruptive, but it's potentially the most disruptive thing ever to exist coming out of Orlando, Florida, except Disney. This is our team. VendARTA Authentication Systems is comprised of some really cool people, and we have some amazing partners. Amongst these folks are myself, Kyle Plett, who has over 30 years of experience. A number of that is launching Corvus Art Systems with Microsoft. A gentleman there who is not pictured is a high-ranking official in the Department of Homeland Security and is an international director of cybercrime. The third person, Mr. David Stacy, is our CFO and a partner. And the bottom half of that team is our marketing and development team. In short, we have a world-class team with a world-class product, and we're ready to change this world. Our ask is pretty simple. That the screen would be bigger so all of it worked out right. Secondly, that you tell the world about this product and our services. Secondly, please vote for us because we are going to win the 1 in a million competition. And last but not least, as of this morning in this presentation, this product is live. Our MVP is launched, and you can pre-order with delivery before December of this year. Any questions?
Boone, that was a phenomenal presentation. Very innovative idea. As soon as you said tag it, you caught my attention.
Good.
Can you explain to the audience what a taggant is?
A taggant is the taggant that we use is a biochemical, quantum-based code that quite literally is the future of authentication and verification and tracking for everything. It doesn't rely on things such as RFID. It doesn't rely on, it's passive. But the taggant itself is so microscopic that literally it's at the quantum base. And if those of you who don't know that, that means submicroscopic.
Awesome presentation. So when you tag it, are you putting it on the back of the canvas, on the front? Where is this going onto the actual hardware?
That would depend on the piece, and we do not disclose the location where the piece is tagged.
If I'm asking too technical a question, or you don't want to reveal, I understand. So, obviously, if it's microscopic, then you have to have a significant number of microscopic type things applied in order to generate some sort of a pattern that can be recognized. So, are you? So basically, you're developing this in-house as a particular device that you're going to be able to tag things with, and do you have a patent?
Yes, there are patents, as well as trade secrets, because I don't want the world to know how this is made, number one. Number two, yes, you do have to apply a significant and consistent amount. We have in development right now an application system that will deliver. We've been able to achieve that amount with about a 98% consistency, but I'm not going to let it go until it's 99.999996 or 6.
Well, good's better than perfect, though.
Good is good, which is why it's up and running, and we released the MVP.
Shield. Great presentation.
Thank you.
So who do you see being some of your major target consumers that are going to purchase the equipment? Is it going to be the auction houses? Is it going to be the buyers?
The equipment is not for sale. We will be leasing and training individuals to keep the integrity of the system. And only if you are licensed by us would you be allowed to apply and verify a piece. The reader itself can go to auction houses, museums, galleries, private collectors of high-end merchandise. It can go to retailers. That's a very simple product, and it's a very simple device to use, but the application processes and database access are tightly controlled. Did that answer your question?
Yeah, thanks.
Man, y'all are stunned. Either I'm awesome or this was just way too much. I'm hoping it's the first. Yes?
I didn't hear you talk about your interesting logo.
Pardon?
The logo?
Oh, the logo?
Is there a story behind that?
Well, there is a story behind that. There is a gentleman by the name of Pierre-Henri Matisse. He is the grandson of the Matisse, and if you know anything about art, you know that that's a pretty powerful name. Pierre-Henri Matisse is a personal friend and a client of VendARTA and our ecosystems. And he and I were perusing through some of his work a few months back, and he looked at me and he said, "I have something for you." And he handed me that image. That image is everything that I ever envisioned of what VendARTA is. VendARTA is powerful. It is from the heart. It is directed to the point. It is feminine in that it can be beautiful and fickle. And more than anything else, it is the only logo of its kind as it was designed by a recognized master and given to us free of charge. Is that a good enough story? I thought the original of that is hanging in my living room, and it's gorgeous. Yes?
So you were describing how you sort of put this stuff all in bonds, and you kind of keep that a trade secret as to where you put it depending on the piece. How does that impact restoration?
It actually can go through the restoration processes because it bonds at a molecular level, and the restoration processes are surface, so it doesn't do anything at all. So if a piece goes through restoration, you can actually tag it before, have it go through the restoration, and then verify that that is the piece and not a knockoff that was done during restoration. Yes, please.
Has your team approached artsy.net?
Not yet. We officially launched today. That was our MVP, and we're only 6 months old. This company is only 6 months old, so.
Are you familiar with artsy.net?
I am very.
Because I know there's more coming. Invisible barcoding we know isn't new, but there are 3 technologies you may not be aware of, and 2 companies that sit on boards with that's something I think you'll be interested in. One is called RGS, and RGS is basically using graphite. So you can manufacture quintillions of them, but these things can be used to track. So you can triangulate the location of the thing. And you will never know where it is because it's so small. You put it in clothing, you put it inside of a vaccination, so you can track human beings, animals, whatever. Then we've got another little thing that is it's a little microchip, but you can actually communicate, receive, send, and all of them. So you could be talking to the person who's still your baby. So there are things out there that there's always things that we don't know that exist, but they may be great things for as you're developing the long-term picture. But our next phase, and here are the next steps that we take. Just for fun.
Thank you, Don. I will share with you guys that our next phase is actually in development right now, and it's a digital rights management tool that adds less than 1K to any document, can limit the number of times that document can be opened, transferred, printed, and if anyone goes to exceed that, it actually will delete the document permanently.
Hi, as a consultant, I'm always looking at what's in it for the consumer. So as a consumer, as someone who would be an art collector, etc., if I wanted to say, walk me through this process from I purchased the artwork